everyone, Katrina here, and today we're going to learn about Taylor series. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like these. Okay, so in this video in particular, we're going to be looking at finding the Taylor series for our function f of x equals to 1 over x squared, specifically about our point x equals to -1. So in my previous video, I do a deep dive into what Taylor series is intuition, how the formulas derive, as well as machine learning applications. So if you want more of a backstory, be sure to check out that video. I have it linked above. In this video, we're going to focus more on how we can find the specific solution for this problem. So very briefly, essentially Taylor series allows us to approximate complex functions using series of polynomials. And this has so many computational benefits. So essentially we want to take this function here, which we can see as a rational function, and then approximate it with polynomials. So let's see how we can do this. Well, it all starts with the formula. So Taylor series is, you can approximate your function f of x, and then it can be approximated by the sum, where n is 0 to infinity, of the nth derivative of your function evaluated at your point A divided by n factorial multiplied by x minus a to the power of n. So let's just dissect this for a second. Here we can see that this is the nth derivative of our function f evaluated at our point A, which in this case is going to be our x equals to -1. Then we divide this by n factorial, which helps with normalization. And then we can see that we multiply it by x minus a so that it's centered around our point A. And the more terms that you have in your series, the better the approximation is going to be. So if you send n all the way to infinity and you have infinite terms, then you will have pretty much an exact representation of your function in some radius around a. So some functions have a large radius of convergence, meaning that if you have some point a over here, then your function can converge in some radius around your point, where other functions will have a smaller radius, or even the radius might be confined to the point itself, depending on what the function is and its growth properties. So what I just want you to focus on is that the Taylor series gives you a nice approximation of your function either at A or an area around A, depending on the radius of convergence. We're not going to worry too much about the radius of convergence in this video. We're primarily going to focus on how to calculate this numerically. So now that we have the formula set up here, let's go and try to build out each part of it. That's the best advice that I have for you. So what I like to do first is I like to focus on finding the derivative of my function. I want to find all the n derivatives of this function, and after that we'll focus on evaluating it A, and then we'll piece together all the components of this formula and see if we can find a summarized version. So let's go through this step by step. So first, the 0th derivative is the original function. So in this case, that's just 1 over x squared. And then now let's go ahead and find the first derivative of x. So this is where we have to use some derivative rules. If you need a refresher on that, be sure to check out my derivatives video called Derivative Rules in Minutes. I have it linked above, and we'll go through all the rules with you. So in this one, we can see that we have a rational function, so we have two options. We can either use the quotient rule, or we can use the reciprocal and use power rule. So let's just do that because that's a little bit easier. So here, this is the same as x to the power of -2, and now we are going to apply power rule. So power rule tells us that if we have some function, let's say x to the power of n, then its derivative, d over dx, is going to be our function n multiplied by x to the power of n minus 1. So in this case, what do? We bring the -2 down, and then we have x to the power of minus 2 minus 1, which equals to negative 3. So we can then go ahead and then rewrite this so that it's back in its rational form, just for, I guess, organizational purposes here. So let's just go do that. So that's the same as, what do we have? Negative 2 over x cubed. And I'm going to follow that same pattern going down to find each of the subsequent derivatives. So if you need any help here, you can just pause it, work on this yourself to try to get the answer, and then play again if you want to verify. So the next one here is going to be positive 2 times 3 over x to the power of 4. And then after that, let's see what we have next. So let's do f to the 3 of x, and this is going to be a negative 2 times 3 times 4 over x to the 5. So I'm just using that power rule again and again. And then let's see if we can find a pattern over here. So essentially, let's see. So f to the nth derivative, what formula can we find? So given what we know over here, we can see that the nth derivative is going to be negative 1 to the power of n. We can see that it flip-flops from positive to negative. So when n is an odd number, so when n is an even number, we have a positive derivative. As you can see here, positive, positive. And when n is an odd number, we have a negative derivative, as you can see here and here. So that's going to be our first term. And then what else can we notice? We're going to multiply this by n plus 1 factorial. Let's verify that. So we can kind of see that we have our value here is 1, and then we've got 2, and then we have 6, so which is 3 factorial, and then here we have 4 factorial because we get 24. So we can see that that is indeed n plus 1 factorial, and then we are going to divide this by x to the power of n plus 2. We can see that clearly here because for our first one, we've got 0 plus 2, which is 2. Then we've got 1 plus 2, which is 3. Then we've got over here 2 plus 2, which is 4. 3 plus 2, which is 5. So that indeed gives us our x to the power of n plus 2. So now we have that nice general formula which shows us what the nth derivative of f is. So now what we're going to do is we want to evaluate it at our point of a or x equals to negative 1, because that is the point that we are going to be putting into our Taylor series. So let's go ahead and do that. So starting with our function at negative 1 is simply 1 over negative 1 all squared, which gives us 1. Then we've got our first derivative here, so we've got at negative 1. And that gives us negative 2 over negative 1 cubed, which is going to give us positive 2, because we'll end up with negative 2 over negative 1, which is positive 2. Going to our second derivative at negative 1, we are going to end up with, so we have 2 times 3 over negative 1 to the power of 4. So this gives us 6 over 1, which equals to 6. And then let's do our third derivative at negative 1. So here we've got our negative 2 times 3 times 4 over negative 1 to the power of 5. Sometimes I'm just keeping it like this so it helps you see a bit of the factorial pattern that is going on. So then in this case we have negative 24 over negative 1, which is just going to equal to 24. Okay, so let's do the same thing and see if we can find a general pattern that describes our nth derivative evaluated at x equals to negative 1. So here, let's write that out. F of n, f to the power of n, or f derived at n, at negative 1. And so here, same thing, we see the negative flip-flops. So we're going negative 1 to the power of n. And then here we have xn plus 1 factorial. So we can pretty much copy everything from our generic form that we found on this side. But the only difference here is now we can actually evaluate what is our value of x. So we've specifically said that x is going to equal to -1. So all we have to do now is just plug that in, and then we get our general form. So that's going to give us -1 to the n times n plus 1 factorial over -1 to the n plus 2. So let's see if there's anything we can do here that will simplify this. Well, let's think about it. So we have our -1 to the n on the top, and then we have -1 to the n plus 2 on the bottom. So essentially what's going to happen is those two values are going to cancel out. And then what we're going to be left with over here is simply n plus 1 factorial. So now we've derived exactly what our nth derivative at -1 is going to be evaluated for every n value. And that's amazing. Now we can use this and plug this in directly to our Taylor series formula. And that's what we're going to do next. So now we want to build our Taylor series. So this is the fun part, because we've already done all the hard work in finding all our derivatives, so we just have to plug it in. So our Taylor series, remember, is our approximation of our function 1 over x squared. So this is equal to the sum as n from 0 to infinity of f, nth derivative of f, evaluated at -1 over n squared times x plus 1 to the n. So this is a formula, remember? So now we're going to plug in our findings right from here into our function. So let's see what that represents. So that represents our nth derivative evaluated x equals to -1. So that means that's going to take over this whole part right over here. So now when we rewrite this, look what we get. So again, we have our infinite sum, and then simply we're going to have n plus 1 factorial over n factorial, and then x plus 1 to the power of n. And let's see if we can simplify this any further. Well, essentially, if we review our factorial rules here, we can see that we have n plus 1 factorial over n factorial. And basically all this is going to give us, this is just simply going to result in n plus 1. So we can take this whole piece and it simplifies to n plus 1. So let's look at what we get at the end. So lastly, we have our infinite sum from n equals to 0 to infinity. And then we're just left with n plus 1 over x plus 1 to the n, because our factorial terms essentially canceled out, and we're just left with that last term of n plus 1. And there you go. You've successfully derived the Taylor series of 1 over x squared. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more videos just like these. I'll see you next time.